Hello, I'm a Pickaxes, and when the Village and Pillage update first came out, I figured it'd be useful to let people know that they can trade emeralds, which they can get very easily, for pretty much any enchanted diamond tool, including pickaxes. And given that I go through so many pickaxes, I think it'd be smart to get myself a bunch of them, chestfuls of diamond pickaxes, and show you how to do the exact same thing. However, it took a very long time, in fact, months and months before my editor could get around to it, and then the whole year went by and he admitted, oh yeah, I haven't been editing for months. I just didn't want to tell you because it's awkward to have the conversation about stopping something, and so the video was kind of outdated and I sat on it for even longer because everyone knows how to do this now, right? Except I think that's not necessarily true. I think on YouTube that we over-assume that everyone knows all of the top tier game stuff, and this isn't going to be useful for some of you, but it will be useful for others of you, and it's also going to come from a very weird dated perspective. You can watch a 2018 never released YouTube video if you continue this one. Hello, I'm a Pickaxes, and one of the depressingly common sights that you'll see in pretty much all of my videos and live streams is this: a diamond pickaxe with a decent number of enchantments on, but with a worrying amount of durability. If you look, it's right there in the red zone, which means on pretty much all of my streams you're going to see a bunch of chat comments saying, Toycat, repair the pickaxe, it's in the red zone. Don't you know that's when you're meant to repair it? But the truth is, one, this diamond pickaxe, because of its unbreaking enchantment, has about 1,000 uses left on it, and two, there's the fact that I don't want to put mending on there, and I don't want to spend all the experience continuously mending it myself. So how exactly am I going to deal with this? How am I going to deal with the fact that I need a lot of pickaxes for my day-to-day life, but yet they always seem to break? And there is a fun solution to this one, and it involves, actually funnily enough, turning melons into diamond pickaxes. That's right, in today's video, you're going to be watching me in a very, condensed amount of time, take these melon blocks right here, and other melon blocks and plants around my world, and turn them into diamond pickaxes. In fact, not just a few diamond pickaxes, not just, say, an inventory full, I'm going to be getting 256 diamond pickaxes, and I'm going to be doing so entirely with melons, something which a lot of you might understand, but some of you might be hugely confused by, but let me explain. Because one of my long-standing beliefs that you might already know is that I think melons are basically green gold already. They're one of the most valuable things in Minecraft as of the Village and Pillage update because of their huge utility in trading. So you can probably guess what the first step in turning this green gold into actual gold, or rather to be more precise, emeralds, which we can then use to get the pickaxes is, because as you can see right here, we've got a master farmer. You can tell he's a master farmer because of the diamond thing right there, and all that really means is we got to level 5 in his trading system. As you can see right here, he's level 5. You can actually do it level 3 and get a decent, emerald trade right there, where 7 of these melons will equal an emerald right there, which is a pretty good deal. The only little limitation is the fact that you can do it 5 times at a time, because I just got 5 emeralds for something that literally grows instantly all the time, and which I have a ridiculous number of plants of, as you can maybe see as we look around here. It's a very, very easy thing to grow, and the fact that you can get this for it is pretty great by itself. But here's the second great part of this deal, because if you find a master toolsmith, i.e. one using the blacksmith table, a currently unused Minecraft item, then they will give you trades including things like axes, for instance, or iron axes I would not recommend so much, but they'll give you enchanted axes or enchanted diamond pickaxes. And this is really great by itself. I'd say this is a pretty mesmerizing offer by itself. Okay, let's get ourselves some pickaxes, let's do it that way. 13 emeralds is not bad for a pickaxe like this, which has unbreaking on, so it will last for about 6,000 uses, and efficiency too. I mean, it's not the best thing you can ask for, but it's something, right? Okay, so I bought the first 8 now, and during the time in between buying pickaxes, one of the things I decided to do was use this pickaxe, which is surprisingly good by itself, has unbreaking on, so it lasts for 6,000 uses, has efficiency 2, which is good, and about as good as you can expect, because unlike an enchantment table, you can't get level 30 pickaxes. The highest level you can get from a trader is 19, so, as far as good odds goes, it's pretty, acceptable. But then here's the really wonderful thing about this. You can actually combine, if you really want, diamond pickaxes together, and you can make 2 efficiency 2 pickaxes into efficiency 3. This is nice because it's even faster than that, because then we can do the same thing with the efficiency 3 pickaxes and make them into efficiency 4, and you can imagine that goes all the way up to efficiency 5. Effectively, this means that we can spend 26 emeralds on an efficiency 3 pickaxe, we can spend 52 emeralds on an efficiency 4 pickaxe, or 108 emeralds on an efficiency 5 pickaxe. But it seems really wasteful because both of these pickaxes by themselves can break 6,000 blocks, but if we combine them together, they'll only break 6,000 combined at a marginally faster rate, and that's why between bits, and one of the things I intend to do with this giant collection, just to prove it as a point, is I've actually been using some of my unbreaking efficiency pickaxes, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to take 2 of them, we use them halfway roughly, again it's tricky to do, but it's not really that much, wait till they're just about in the yellow zone, then we can repair them together, do the exact same thing, and it costs a couple more levels, but now we have an unbreaking free, efficiency free pickaxe, and yeah, that's kind of wonderful, because the previous plan was to take 256 of these unbreaking free efficiency 2 pickaxes and just put them in a giant chest. We could have 128 efficiency free pickaxes, 64 efficiency 4 pickaxes, or 32 efficiency 5, but by doing this way, by having 256 of these individual things, when they get half broken, or even if we do it this way around, we have one that's like 10% broken and then one that's like 80% broken, this is uneven numbers, we can do the same thing with this if we really want to, and again, same kind of rough logic applies right here. By spending just these levels, we can get up to an efficiency free pickaxe, and that's kind of wonderful. Because now we're not wasting any of those 6,000 uses, we're getting 3,000 uses from one pickaxe, 3,000 uses from the other, then combining them together, getting a more powerful pickaxe that also is useful for even more, and this is where things get really fun in my opinion. Because once we've used enough of these pickaxes up, again, imagine these ones are broken, we can do the same thing and we can get to efficiency 4 and then so on and so forth, which means that we're going to have a huge stack of pickaxes that are going to improve as we use them. We're going to start with a ridiculous number of efficiency 2 pickaxes that slowly turn into a slightly less ridiculous number of efficiency 3, etc, etc, and I love that about us. By using pickaxes, we're going to be upgrading them, and this is why I'm looking forward to buying pickaxes every time they give me the opportunity, like we're doing just right now, to add to the number. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of trading, long story short. So if we want to get the number of pickaxes that we do, there are 2 main limiting factors. The first is that they want 13 emeralds for every single pickaxe, as we can see, and the second is the fact that they won't actually sell us a pickaxe most of the time because they'll sell one at a time. Then they have to go back to the toolsmith table, the blacksmithing table, to repair and get another one going, and this can take between 5 and 10 minutes sometimes, which means we're talking about not only just under 2,000 emeralds, because 13 times 256, but we're also talking about 10 minutes times 256, which if you're not so maths inclined, works out into again many dozens of hours. In fact, the exact results are on screen right now, and aren't they depressing? But yeah, basically both these things are quite high, which is why what we're going to do during the meantime, rather than just waiting 30 hours non-stop, which we could do, we could spend some time AFK, I feel like instead of doing that precisely, what we're instead going to do is train up other villagers to get to the same level and hope that their level 19 trade just luckily enough it turns into efficiency 3 instead. Again, 4 is a pipe dream, but 3 is possible. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to get the emeralds we need to pay for that, because some of those hours can be used to get the emeralds, which is why all of these melons are going to come in handy, because we're going to farm melons as we go, because we have some time, to wait anyway, so let's sell some melons, shall we? Like this guy, selling 4 for an emerald, such a crazy rate to offer, but here we are taking advantage of it anyway. Also, 6 pumpkins is just as crazy in my opinion. Also, 16 eggs. It's a really good trade. That's right, just like this, we've managed to trade 13 emeralds just by selling melons, which means we effectively traded, 4 melons to 1 emerald, 13 emeralds. We effectively traded 52 melons to then go to the diamond pickaxe villager, and we can trade those in for another diamond pickaxe. It's absurd that this is a real thing, but 52 melons is equivalent to 1 enchanted diamond pickaxe in Minecraft, at least these villagers, and this is one of the kind of most broken arbitrage opportunities in the game. So to real quickly explain arbitrage, because it's a real thing, and since this video is basically just the Minecraft version of the stonks meme, let's teach a real life lesson here, so at least it has some value. So arbitrage is where you can make money by equalizing between 2 different markets. If you see that one market, one store is selling an item for X, and one of store is buying the item for X plus 1, you can make money just going from one store to the other, buying the goods and selling them over there, and this is called arbitrage, and it's why most, things that are international cost the same things everywhere, because if it was easy to make money, someone could do that trying to, make money doing arbitrage. This is why, for instance, if $1 is equal to £1 and £1 is equal to 2 Canadian dollars, $1 would also always be worth 2 Canadian dollars, because otherwise there'd be money to be made, either like buying or selling dollars, because that you'd be able to use that third thing there. So yeah, because that's how currencies all exchange to the same value. That's how physical goods, if they're buyable in different locations, and it's easy to do so, governmentally wise, everything is roughly equal everywhere, that it's free to sell them. Because arbitrage, you can make money otherwise. If you think you found a market where it's not true, you can make a lot of money, like with me and selling melons in exchange for other stuff. I do not like having these villagers watch me sleep. By the way, as an example of how badly the toolsmith last trade can go, this one turned into an unbreaking 1 pickaxe. So, yeah, just remember, sometimes, you know, like breaking 3 efficiency 2 might look bad, but it's actually pretty good considered the range of outcomes you can get. Also, yeah, I have some guys locked in a cage. Whatever. Another few minutes pass, another unbreaking pickaxe. And, yeah, we're doing a lot of trading in the meantime to keep our emerald stash up because, yeah, it turns out spending 13 every few minutes will start to drain your stocks. It's a good thing I went into this with a couple hundred emeralds as like a buffer, so I'm not wasting any time. Pro tip, have emeralds. Isn't that a good thing? There's actually an achievement in Minecraft for getting 1,000 that I recommend doing as just like a good way to start this, but I mean, obviously, saying have emeralds before you do something is like the most useless tip in the world. Like, hey, do you ever notice in the real world, sometimes there are things you want you don't have enough money for? Be born rich. It's the same advice, you know. Okay, so about an hour in, and we have 16 pickaxes so far. At this rate, in case you're curious, it's going to take us about 16 hours to get them all. A bit more, because we had a couple of these lying around anyway. And, yeah, this means we need to up our, you know, obviously we need to up the production of these, and that means we need more villagers. Because one villager who's making them pretty good, and one who's making just the efficiency 2, that's nice, but we need to supplement that, and that's why we're slowly trying to sell iron and gold and things that we'd rather not sell, but like we're trying to go up the tech trees of more toolsmiths, so that's what we're totally doing right now. So while we wait for our villagers to restock their trades sometimes, we can do some AFK runs if we really want to, but also we can work on the walls around the village, or we can work on any of those other things. I'm sure if you have a similar situation, it's really easy to work out something around a village that should be built, because these should be some form of hub in your world. So, you know, I like having this kind of guard post kind of feel on top of my thing, so we're going to install that, and we're going to place a bunch of blocks around here to make it happen. It's kind of just going to be like a background task in the Minecraft thing for a bit. That allows me to do all the other things I like about Minecraft. We can go mining for some coal if we really want to. We can light up the village as you've, you know, as we've done a little bit of, and I'm sure we'll do some more of. It's kind of a fun little activity in that way. So to get this villager up to level 5, I'm having to buy so many Bane of Arthropods axe, but the sacrifices you make for more pickaxes. I wasn't willing to spend 9 emeralds on a diamond hoe, so this guy will be forever left at level 3. I'm just not willing to do it. I just don't think that's worth 9 emeralds, personally. If you look at the size of the bar too, I'd have to buy about 5 or 6 diamond hoes. And, you know, diamond hoes are, you know, not a valid use of diamonds, let alone emeralds, you know? Don't spend all your emeralds on a hoe, especially one that won't even love you. For instance, one of the things we can do is we can expand the village massively by making new beds and then by giving them new professions, because we need more farmers to buy our melons as well. Again, we're going to upscale this operation a bunch, just for the sake of making things easy. Admittedly, most villagers would probably prefer I improve their living conditions so they're not just sleeping right out here in the cold. But again, that sounds like a complaint that you don't get to make when you live the villager lifestyle. And just like that, new babies are made because villagers are able to breed because there's more space in the village, and then we can immediately give their children a profession if we want to, just like, or as soon as they grow up, I should say. And then they can become farmers with the brand new composters we're about to make. I just wish I could know what this, 13 emerald, pickaxe was going to be before having to spend a bunch on diamond axes, which have sharpness 1, and enchantment I don't intend to use in my survival world, sadly. I guess I could keep buying the iron axes. That actually is the better idea. Yeah, the iron axe isn't that much worse than the diamond axe. And the diamond axe sucks, so that's what we'll do. Look at this nice little emerald belt now. I even managed to have a wandering trader spawn in here, which I think is just a little bit of a mess. Please don't do that, Mr. Trader. Although these are some really great deals. Have you ever thought that paying, 3 emeralds for a cactus would be a good idea? Or 4 for a slime ball? Because boy do I have some good news for you if so. Okay, so I'm 30 pickaxes in, and one of the things I've noticed is some of the villagers just tend to stare at you creepily instead of doing things all day. I wonder if me physically being here is like bad for their productivity or not. Stop doing it! Work at the workbench, do real things. Okay, it's a big moment. We got another toolsmith up to level 4 and mostly all the way to level 5, but once we make one more trade, you'll see he's max level, which gives us another diamond pickaxe trade, But what's it gonna be? It's gonna be efficiency 2 by itself. Again, such a common thing to get just the single enchantment and not a very good one. Makes you really value the number of times we've seen just Unbreaking 1 or 2, or just efficiency 1 or 2. Makes you really appreciate when you get a villager who's as lucky as this guy right here with efficiency 2 and Unbreaking 3. So we're gonna keep on trading with him, although we've now pretty much run out of emeralds. These are our last 28, so we have to do a lot more farming of the melons in between. And as well as farming melons, we've got a lot more farmer villagers now that the population has expanded so much. So we're going to get a bunch of potatoes, carrots, etc. You know, we could reset their trades to make it wheat every time, but I have a giant potato farm, I have a giant carrot farm, I have a giant wheat farm. We'll just get a bunch of all free, and we can sell those for emeralds while also getting our trades up. That's the great thing about farmer villagers. Pretty much the best trade at every junction. It's always going to be farmer thing, give it to the villager, which is kind of great in my opinion because I like farming. So now, after trading away all of my emerald supplies while even trying to add more to it, we have this chest right here, which is filled with, as you can see, 5/6 of, diamond pickaxes with this Unbreaking efficiency 2. This means that we have 5 times 9 sets of pickaxes, 45 for those of you who are maths impaired, and that means that we have 45 sets of roughly 6,000 blocks that can be destroyed per pickaxe. It actually is a chance base, so it's not exactly 6,000, but sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, meaning on average, we're going to have ourselves something along the order of magnitude of 260-ish thousand, 270,000 actually, blocks be able to be broken with this chest. And the cool thing about it is every single time we use up a pickaxe and decide to repair them together, like we can do with this pickaxe right here and some of the ones up there, then we can actually make them more powerful each time, and that is something that really excites me. So, yeah, we've got 45 so far. We're going to keep on powering a little more, but the big part of the what we have to do now is we have to start working on the various projects using the pickaxes, and yeah, that is the bulk of where we go from here. I'm going to keep on trading for emeralds at a crazy rate. I want to keep on getting this village to the level where it can make emeralds at a silly, rate, and that's something I'm going to keep doing. But mostly, this is going to be my place where I resupply my pickaxes, and where you're going to slowly see not only more pickaxes be added to the chest, but also the pickaxes we have are going to combine and get better and stronger every single time. So before we end this video, we're going to come back with, within like a week or two from here, and you're going to be able to see where we've gotten to after a lot of mining and a lot more trading and stuff like that. Okay, we've got another villager just about to cross the line into level 5, and we can see that his trade is efficiency 3. Again, you can really see how that is the luckiest one we've gotten in all of the villages we've done so far, besides our current one. And this is better for combining with enchantments, because we can combine it with efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3 already, if we want to, but it's worse for everything else. So we'll take one, or maybe a few of those. Otherwise, not the greatest trade we've ever seen. Which is why we're buying even more of these pickaxes, and this is why our current chest of pickaxes looks a little more like this. Again, just look at the sheer number of these pickaxes we now have inside of there. And yeah, when this is filled up, we'll be able to start the process of actually breaking them down, combining even more than we have already, because a lot of these have already made it into efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3, and we're going to start just using this one chest and condensing down more and more and more, getting more and more powerful pickaxes. And now you know when I do destruction projects, why I don't have efficiency 4 necessarily yet, or why I don't have efficiency 3 on all the pickaxes, because it's a big process of working them down until they get to that stage. So now we have ourselves an entirely full chest of Unbreaking 3 efficiency 2 pickaxes, which is nice by itself. We're slowly using some of them for all the different projects that you've seen so far, but we also have another chest with 10 more, giving us 64 diamond pickaxes, which isn't quite 256, you might note, because now what the plan is to do is to make these pickaxes, or at least as many as we can, into the next step up, because basically by getting 256 Unbreaking 3 efficiency 2 pickaxes, you're going to do something kind of efficient. You're going to have some pretty useful axes, but if you combine 2 of them together, you get 128 Unbreaking 3 efficiency 3 pickaxes. If you combine, say, a bunch more of those together, you'll end up with 64 Unbreaking 3 efficiency 4 pickaxes, and so on and so forth. However, you can do this from scratch if you want to, but the far more efficient thing is to actually use them a little bit first, just like we're about to do right here, and then when you combine them after that fact, you'll be doing it more efficiently, because you'll be repairing the 2 pickaxes at the same time, which we can then combine together to make some Unbreaking 3 efficiency 4 pickaxes. And you probably understand this cycle. We then have 64 of these, which we could then combine together to make 32 efficiency 5 pickaxes. This is how I'm taking just a stash stash of emeralds, again, not even diamonds, we're talking about emeralds here, and turning them into 64 efficiency 3, and then efficiency 4, and then eventually 32 efficiency 4 pickaxes. So as we go along, we're going to be using these, and that is where this video comes in, because watching me trade pickaxes all day, it was something I actually thought might be fun at first, but what you might instead prefer is how I'm going to use up all these pickaxes halfway through to kind of justify using them like that. So that is what you're going to now see, some of the live streams where I use the pickaxes down. Also, what's the end stone for? Are you implying there has to be a reason for the endstone, Blondie? No, honestly, I used a lot of endstone to build my my endstone road. Why does endstone look like cheese, though? You know, you ever consider that the end is made of cheese? You ever consider that? You ever just think about it for a little bit? Yeah, also, by the way, if we use efficiency 5, just so you know, it's not actually that much faster. I think you can use efficiency 5 and thingy 2 to be like that. But everyone who's like, you know, if you had a beacon, it'd be so much faster. It's actually like only marginally faster. So a single diamond pickaxe by itself is worth 1,561 blocks mined before it will disintegrate. When you have Unbreaking 3 on there, it gives you roughly 4 times as many uses. It's actually 1/4 chance to use durability, but to keep things simple, it's 4 times as many, so that's 1,561 times 4, which is already well over 6,000, or 6,244 if you want to be really precise. If you take 6,244 and you times it by the 64 we've got already, what you'll find yourself is 399,616 blocks. Combine that with the fact that we're going to be mending the axes as we go along, we're actually going to end up with 1,598,464 blocks being broken just because of these chests right here in my village, which are sustained with very simple trades. I just go to my man, the villager right here, who's got the little diamond thing, and I say, hey, I would like an Unbreaking 3 efficiency 2 pickaxe. I can do this twice per day, so it's 128 Minecraft days to get this done, but over that amount of time, we would have ourselves a pickaxe chest, which gives us 1.6 million blocks broken, which slowly get faster breaking as well, because admittedly, Unbreaking 3 efficiency 2, you know, this pickaxe right here, it's kind of nice by itself. It'll get the job done pretty great, but the job will get done faster and faster and faster as we go through that as well, which I think is part of the wonder of this system. You can get Minecraft's best pickaxes for absolutely free if you're willing to do a little bit of smithing work, a little bit of combining work, and that is how I'm doing all of the mining projects that I do without ever running out of diamond pickaxes. Even though I have more diamonds than I ever realistically need to use, just in case you actually want to see that, I do have you know, a chest just over here, and then chest in back where I keep most of my diamonds. This is excluding the diamond door. I have like 3 or 4 stacks of diamonds in here. I have a stack of diamonds where I enchant my pickaxes. I have stacks of diamonds all over the world because I liked diamond mining and I collected way more than I could ever use. And also you find pickaxes from loot and stuff. And here is another source of pickaxes just so that I can always mine what I need to mine and not need to worry so much about the pickaxes. It's something important, but now you understand how all of the streams where I'm mining for hours in a row do get the pickaxes from, and I hope this video was something you found informative. Okay, this scheme got a little ahead of me. I died, and that's a big tragedy. And they're like, oh yeah, we scheduled you in for these things. One of them is dancing on a stage with children. It's like, why? No. No, what? Ah! Ah, no! No! I died. But I just want to mention at the end of the video here that, hey, I died with a lot of pickaxes, and many of those pickaxes I can just immediately trade back for with the villagers and get straight back to efficiency 5 because, hey, when you have this many pickaxes, they're basically disposable and dying is basically okay. And that is why you need to have 256 pickaxes. Fun fact. So I hope you all found this video informative. Again, there were a little bit of exploitive conditions going on right here. We do have 8 dudes trapped in a room to make this possible, but it is very easy to get, you know, any level of equipment in Minecraft. And the cool thing about the tech tree, if you think about it like an actual tree, is there are lots of solutions. You can diamond mine on a regular basis if you want to. You can go out there and you can loot entities if you want to, and you can also go the trading route. And now we've done all 3 just so we can kind of master and see what all different branches of the game are like, because I like to give give tips on this channel, and to give tips, you kind of need to know about as many different aspects of the game as you humanly can. So yeah, I'm going to keep on leveling up my toolsmiths, because we do have a fair few in here that are still working their way up the levels. I am still going to get myself some axes and some hoes and all of that stuff as we go along here, and I hope you enjoy the process, and now you hopefully appreciate why I have so many blacksmith tables before blacksmith tables even do anything. It's not 1.16 yet as I record this, but I'm still using blacksmith tables because I find them useful, and maybe you do too. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Isn't it interesting to see how many things change in a short amount of time, by the way? Like, you spot some very slight differences in the video quality, some very slight differences in the audio quality, or at least I do, because those are the things that I have to focus on as a YouTuber. And yeah, I wanted to remind you that, you know what, there's a lot of things out there that aren't very successful. This video is one of those things, but not everything is measured by your successes. Even, I mean, you could argue I wanted 256 pickaxes, and I gave up once I got like 60 because I realized that was as many as I'd ever realistically need, and I could just keep trading as I wanted more. But the whole point about this is like, hey, did you know a lot of things fail, and that's okay. We spread the message so often that the only factor between you and success is trying, and you know what, I think there's truth that you should at least try something, but to act like it's the only factor is a whole other thing. Not anyone can be as successful. Even if you make a video that you like, if you're just a little late on it, then it's worthless. If you just happen to leave it sitting around for a while, or if an editor leaves during the process and then you decide that it's not worth releasing, weird things can happen that are outside your control as well as inside your control, and rather than focusing on them, sometimes it's just fine to say, hey, I'm gonna try something else, or I'm gonna try this same thing but again in a different way. Sometimes hyper-focusing on a single task can get you into a place that isn't where you want to be, and that's where I want to end this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching this, it means that actually right now I am in some place where I cannot upload a video, and this is my backup video to save me. So thank you for watching. I hope I'm doing wonderful, and there is no self-promotion for this video. There is just an opportunity to say that I sincerely do thank you. Shout out to my sponsor for this video, the audience, the reason that I can continue to do things that I consider to be a good life. I appreciate you, and I hope that you appreciate the like button. Just kidding. No, thank you for watching. Goodbye. Did I just throw away a pickaxe while I was flying? How did I just do that? Why? I didn't press the button. Please believe me, game. Oh my god. I have to look for a missing... Was that my axe? I just threw it away. This isn't part of the video. I have to fly between my main base and the village. Let's assume it went flying forwards because the momentum carried with the axe, maybe? I don't want to lose an axe. That shouldn't be part of the video. It was a good axe. Aha! We found the axe! Such a stupid little tangent. But let's get back to this. I just went and sheared some melons. I mean, shearing melons is not a thing you do, but let's pretend it is.